So just a couple of weeks ago, we announced a major rebrand where we're changing the name of the company away from Facebook, which of course is the flagship app that most people are familiar with. And we rebranded the company as Meta. And the reason for that is, as a company who's long focused on social connection, right? Whether it's through the Facebook app or Instagram or the other properties that we own, we've really always been about trying to help people connect with the friends and ideas and family that they love, especially when they can't be together in person. And we know at Meta that the metaverse is the next stage of social connection. And so we wanted to be, clear and transparent about where we think the company is headed and, all of the exciting technologies that we hope to bring online in the next 10 years. When we think of the metaverse, we think of, sort of the next stage of social connection. So if you think about the internet as we know it right now, it's a 2D thing, right? It lives on your phone, it lives on your computer screen. But when we move to the metaverse, it will be a much more interactive internet. So that'll be sort of virtual reality spaces and things like that, where you're sort of immersed in the technologies rather than looking at it on a screen. And, this could be incredibly helpful for all different parts of life, right? Whether the doors it'll open for education, right? So my kids could potentially take a tour of Machu Picchu virtually in their history class, right? Or for a worker training program, we see virtual technologies already being used for things like first responder training, where you can learn how to respond in what feels like a real pressure situation, but without the actual real pressure of being, in real life on the spot trying to save someone. So, the possibilities are endless for businesses, for creators, for education, for fun. I think we're just on the beginning of this journey, but the possibilities of what it could unlock are pretty endless. I think the possibilities for businesses are pretty robust, right? Already, we're proud to be the home of millions of small businesses on Facebook as they use us for a web presence where they can market their wares and reach their customers. And if you think about taking that to the next level, if you're in the metaverse, could you be a store that has a virtual storefront, right? Where customers can actually walk into your virtual storefront and can interact with you and can get much more of a sense of the types of products that you're selling, right? So for your sort of, small business, Main Street stores, right? Hopefully this broadens their audience even more than the Facebook platform has, already been able to broaden it, right? For other types of businesses, say you're more of a service-based business or you're, an accounting firm, right? You could certainly imagine this allowing additional workplace flexibility, right? So we've all been stuck working from home, or lots of us have been stuck working from home over the last, year and a half with the pandemic. And, just for me, thinking about, my experience working from home over the last 18 months, it would have been so much better if I wasn't doing all of these meetings in Zoom, but if I could be in like a virtual workspace, right, where you could really feel like you were with your coworkers and you could, have meetings, have conferences without having to travel, without having to commute, right? And so, I think, again, it depends on what kind of business you are, but I think it really does unlock lots of possibilities, whether it's how you reach your customers or how you interact with your employees. These technologies are things, a lot of them are still under development. If you go to the Oculus website right now, so the place where most of the technology exists is in our Oculus headsets or other, virtual reality headsets maybe offered by other companies, right? But for us, we own Oculus and we have the virtual reality headset where you can go and you can sort of explore. Right now, it's mostly used for things like gaming or documentaries, or there's a little bit of sort of travel experiences, but it helps you understand what that virtual experience might look like. And we're working to bring online things like workplaces where companies could sign up and you could have virtual office space if your employees are spread out. So again, this is really a 10-year vision for us where we're building these technologies and other companies are building these technologies as well. And hopefully, in the future, there's an interoperable, metaverse that's similar to, the internet that you use today, just a much more real experience, right? And so, hopefully business owners, if they're interested, you can certainly just go to the Oculus website and poke around and see the different types of things that are already on offer. And then hopefully that gives you an idea for, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what that will actually mean for commerce digitally. In conclusion, we made a big announcement a couple of weeks ago as we rebranded the company to Meta to help signal where we think we're going and the types of technologies that we're working on developing. If you want to learn more about it, you can watch. We had a keynote a couple of weeks back that you can find in our Facebook newsroom where you can watch Mark and the others talk about the technologies we're developing. You can also go to the Oculus website where you can see more of the types of things that exist today. But we're really excited. If you think about I don't think anyone understood what the internet would unlock for, for small, medium, and large businesses, right? And we're just on the cusp of seeing what the metaverse is going to unlock for those people as well.